Right. Oh, hello everyone. I'm Mocha Mazel with Black Expats and Repats in Jamaica. And today, as always, I have my lovely team members here. If you guys would like to introduce yourselves to the peoples, Mimi.
Kwame's on. Oh, okay, hi. My name is I'm one of the admins at BERJ. What am I? I deal with families and children. At
Yes,
yes,
yes. Anything regarding families, children, or transportation, if you are in the Montego
oh
Bay
yeah.
Area, please contact her. Information will be in the description. And then we have Mr. McPherson here.
Mm. Yeah, oh boy, I shouldn't think about this, right? I'm supposed to say that off the top of my head.
Well,
Right.
for now, we're gonna call him Mr. Links.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
he does a lot of moving and shaking on behalf of BRJ in Jamaica, locally and on the ground, and getting us in front of different people. So he's also the author of this book, The
Mm,
Do's and Don'ts of Resettling in Jamaica, which was written on behalf of us to help those with the relocation process.
yeah.
This is available for purchase. Very informative book, very helpful for those needing guidance and resources on the processes of moving to Jamaica. And then I'm Mocha Mazel. I deal with those looking to come to Jamaica via work permit or business registration. So that's what I do. That is my specialty. And we'll talk later about our community and all the things again we have offering and what we have going on with Black Expats and Repats in Jamaica. So today, let's say hello first. Hello, Amanda. Hi, how you doing? Thank you so much for
Hi,
watching
Amanda.
in. Thank you so much for being here with us. All right, so today we are talking about why we think Jamaica is the best place to be. All right, and of course, we're going to be a little bit biased. All right, we're going to try and get some actual sound reasons as to why we think Jamaica is the ideal location for people to live, to people to have families, for people to work, for people to do business. Why we think Jamaica is all that in a bag of chips. Okay, so again, welcome to our channel. Jamaica is known for a lot of things, mostly tourism for a lot of people, for its beautiful beaches, for its lush greenery, for its vibrant culture. All right. And for those of us who have lived here, not just visited and, not just, stayed here for a short amount of time, for those of us who have lived here for many, many years now, I got a few years under my belt now. All right. We can say it's it's a very good place to be and one of our favorite places in the world. And we are going to elaborate on that. So, firstly, we're going to talk about if you are someone such as myself who hates cold weather. I cannot stand it. I rebuke it. I get upset at the thought of being in it. All right. Jamaica may have the climate for you. All right. So the weather is amazing. The weather is beautiful, very tropical climate. Year round most of the time. It does have a rainy season. But you can, still enjoy the sun and the sand and all that stuff. I think the rainy season is from I want to say it's like towards like the later part of the year. Um,
No, it's not. No, it's not. No,
Oh,
no. Hurricane season is from June the 1st to November the 30th.
oh,
So yeah, that's hurricane season. So
oh,
rainy season, like no should be rainy season to tell you the
yeah.
truth. Like
Mm-hmm.
between no should be rainy season, but
May.
we get a little bit of rain, but
Yeah.
yeah, but no, it should be rainy season.
Yeah.
No, it's rainy season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
oh,
usually
So it
from May
doesn't.
to October, right? About May
Yeah,
to October, but July, that's when we get the most of the rain. It rains
yeah,
all
exactly.
day in July.
And like I say, and outside of that, it's hurricane season.
Mm-hmm.
right.
So you have you have rainy season and hurricane season.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So thank y'all for correcting me, helping me out. I need to touch up on my notes. I need to reread this book. Okay. Uh, But outside of that, typically it's very nice weather, and it's so relaxing and everything when it rains. And but again, for me, I think I made a video a long time ago. I remember those little days when I was living in upstate New York, and it was cold or snowing and doom and gloom for the most part of the year. And for the life of me, I had no understanding. I was like, why would somebody come up in upstate New York and colonize this place? Who thought it was a good idea to come up here and build infrastructure and stuff for people to live? Like, this is horrible living.
My bad.
I just could not deal with it. And so coming and living in Jamaica, I'll be thinking about it. I'll be like, every time I see those people posting pictures online and then, them having to shovel their snow, I'll be like, man, I'm so glad I live in Jamaica. I'm so glad I don't ever have to deal with none of that again. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Good night, Olivia. Thank you for watching.
Good night, Olivia.
Hi. Good evening. Good evening.
For me, I think it was the weather. The weather is perfect. The weather is, my skin agrees with the weather. My hair agrees with the weather. My skin agrees with the weather. My nails agree with with the weather. Like everything is nice. Like when I was up in California, I just was up there in February. When I tell you that was the wrong time for me to go up there because for whatever particular reason they were having a cold snap and it actually snowed and was snowing. I wasn't used to that in California, and I really wasn't used to that. I hadn't been up there for a winter since 2019, early 2020. I couldn't take it. I stayed in the house. I think I was up there for 14 days. Of those 14 days, I probably went outside maybe about 4 times.
Oh, I don't like you. Let's see. I lived in upstate New York, but I'm originally from Mississippi. I grew up in Mississippi. If we have like a sliver of snow, it's shut down. The place is shut down. And it's like, do not go outside because we don't know how to function in the snow. So I'm already snow handicapped anyway. And so everything gets shut down. We don't know how to drive in the snow. We just stay in the house. And we don't have the tools and the machinery and all that stuff to deal with it. So a smaller bits. I'm grateful for the weather in Jamaica.
I used to live in Canada, and trust me, when you talk about snow, cold, that's where cold and snow is. I respect those Jamaicans who gone there to live because boy, I spent a little time there and I couldn't stay. I couldn't live there. Too cold. When you're talking about minus 14. Seriously, minus 14. Minus 14. Imagine we're plus 30 at the moment out there. And it's minus 14.
I can't compute that. I cannot compute.
I'm telling you that is cold. That I've never experienced that type of cold in my life. And I said, no, never again.
So yes, we definitely love and enjoy the weather. Oh, let me not forget Tansy is not able to join us tonight. She is very much occupied, but she's also the 4th member of the BERJ administration team. So did anybody who else had something to say about the weather? Or was that it?
Yeah, it's just
okay.
So the other thing about the weather, which is interesting, because I also live in the UK, where I've lived for a little time. The weather there is always gray, constantly gray. When I mean gray, it's constantly gray.
Are you saying great or gray?
Gray as in gray weather.
Okay.
Gray clothes, like you have rain clothes, but it's just
doom and gloom. Oh no.
Yeah. So it's a country where, so for example, they have something called season. What's it called? Something to do with seasons. So like when it comes to the winter months, people cannot go into depression because of everything gray.
Depression, yes.
Yeah, there you go.
I have a theory that Black people don't belong in them environments.
I couldn't agree more. And then the summer months, probably like 2 weeks out of the summer in the UK where they have the actual sun. You know what I mean? So it's a depressing place. I'm telling you, depressing place.
All right, so weather is a big factor if you think about coming.
Big factor.
Yeah, there's hurricane season, there's rainy season, but overall, It's the weather is beautiful, weather is nice. All right.
Yeah.
One of the next things, all right, or I don't want to say things, but one of the second reasons why we think Jamaica is best place to be is because none other than my people's them. All right. My folks. All right. Jamaicans.
Hey, Timmy.
She's been here for a very long time, y'all. So she knows. All right, that's why she's happy singing about my folks, my peoples. And it's actually one of the reasons why I decided when I first was thinking about a place to move to when I was black-sitting from the US, I was like, I want to go somewhere where I still have like that kind of like cultural, I'm not too, thrown off like I won't have too much of culture shock. We kind of similar a little bit, Southern people and, things like that. So I came out here because I wanted to be with my folks. And Jamaicans are very warm and friendly for the most part. All right, sometimes things get a little rude. All right, but for the most part, very warm, very friendly, very hospitality, and people smiling and happy. And I love seeing that. I love going outside, seeing my folks. They just out all happy and about, and just free flowing. That's what I love to see. So that's what I love, and I'm gonna let y'all give y'all take on this point. What about Jamaican people and why you think they're the best people to be around and the best place to be?
I had an example recently. It was my birthday recently, a couple of weeks ago. So I was heading towards the supermarket to get some stuff, so I got my Uber driver. So the Uber come and somebody I know I taken before, and but so talking, I said to him, yeah man, my birthday today and very strong today, and I said, well, I say, yeah man, nice, and all of that. So when I got to the supermarket, I'm going to pay him, And he said to me, no, man, it's all right. I said, what do you mean it's all right? You do your work. I said, pay you. No, man, I said, no, man, it's cool, man. It's all right. You just paid forward. No, that's what I said to me. He said, just paid forward. And I said, yeah, but your work, your money. He said, no, man, it's cool. I heard strong, I birthday, everything is good. I said to myself, I don't know of any other place. I couldn't do that in Canada, and I couldn't do that in the UK for sure. But somebody, because it's my birthday, that they're going to give me a free ride, basically, to the supermarket. You know what I mean? They gave me a free ride to the supermarket because it was my birthday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I said, I don't think I would ever have that experience. I know I wouldn't have that experience in London, for sure. Or the UK. And I know for certain I wouldn't have it in Toronto, in Canada also. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, it made me realize those are the small things to me that make me appreciate being in Jamaica and being amongst Jamaican people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We have those people who are, you know what I mean? But the ones that I've come across, man, have been really, 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 really nice, really good people. Good people.
My peoples, yes, my folks.
Where do I start? I mean, all right. So I've been here for a while, and I mean, I've been adopted. So, so just how friendly and open they take you in, they care for you, they treat you as if you're their own. Like once they rate you, It's like nothing. Nobody can say nothing bad about you. Once they rate you, they rate you. They'll do anything for you. If they have it, they'll give it. Sometimes they'll give you their last. I mean, it's just like the spirit. I don't know. It's just like it's the real, like, it's like, when they say it takes a village, you can feel that village mentality. You can feel that like everybody wants everybody to win. Yeah. So they kind of help you and push you forward and encourage you, and they give you constructive criticism and just a whole bunch of different things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sometimes
yes. I take the criticism recently.
Yeah, they would tell you.
Later tell them to get wrong.
I mean, So for instance, I was walking down the street and my tag was on my shirt tag was on the outside. This lady just walked up, pushed it in, and patted me on the back and said, You fixed up now. I said, Thank you, miss. Simple. Nobody don't want to touch people overseas. So I could have walked around with nothing on and they wouldn't have said nothing to me. Nothing. I could have had a big old stain, anything. They wouldn't have said nothing, but they make sure that you're okay. They want everybody to be okay.
Yeah. and also, like I said, in terms of the straight talkers, you know what I mean? They're straight talkers and they'll tell you straight about something, how you look. I mean, they tell you straight in terms of, you know what I mean, your character. And sometimes, because I know people say that Jamaican people are rude. It's not that they're rude, we're just straight talking. You know what I mean? And it's very direct, you know? So matter of understanding that, you know?
And it's this simplicity, but complex thing about their logic. Like, the logic has to logic.
Yeah.
If the logic don't logic, it's not even gonna happen. Don't even worry about it. Don't even make sense. If the logic don't logic, So, I mean, that's what I love most about it, and it's just nice to be loved by a Jamaican and to love on Jamaicans. I mean, they'll cuss you, hush you up, and feed you all in the same sentence. So, I mean, that's what I like. And they'll never forget you. They don't forget you. Don't forget a face.
No, they don't.
People from 1999 remember me. Okay. I'm Ross now. And wigs, blue and purple wigs, and gold everywhere. I was strictly into dance hall. I was a dance hall queen, culture, just dance hall. Hear me? But now I'm relaxed. I'm roots, and they still remember me.
Yeah. Good people.
That is a very important part on why Jamaica is what it is. All right, well, definitely.
But also remember, you know, we don't get on the wrong side, you know, because if you get on the wrong side,
oh boy,
come on, you get on the wrong side, then.
Don't make a little bit more.
Dog never is up, man. Don't get on the wrong side.
No, sir. Don't make no enemies.
Don't make no enemy.
No,
you know?
It's just to cool and walk back.
That's right. That's right. You know, but yeah.
Okay. All right. So one of the next reasons we believe that Jamaica is the best place to be. All right. So this is going to be, I think we're going to have mixed reviews on this, but some people, all right, depending on where you're coming from, the cost of living. Put it like that. All right. So Jamaica has a growing economy. I do believe that. I do see that. It has a lot of industries coming in, a lot of industries developing. Different job sectors are coming and establishing. So, depending on where you are, the cost of living thing is going to be for you or against you, probably. But again, that is always relative. So if you're coming from somewhere that has a very, 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 very high cost of living, the low cost of living thing may be more effective to you. If you're, from somewhere like Mississippi where, it's not compared to New York City prices, then, you might see those kind of things waver, like on the same wavelength. But what do y'all think in regards to this, about the cost of living, low, high, about the economy? Is Jamaica the place to be for that now?
You're not going to meet me?
Okay. I'm from California, so that says it all. From Northern California at that, Silicon Valley. So, I mean, once Apple and everybody and their grandma came in, Google, Facebook, everybody came in. It was ridiculous. So to me, the majority of things in Jamaica are the cost of living is cheap, but it's certain things that, for instance, gas and energy that has a U.S. base price,
Mm.
it has a tendency to be higher because they have to adjust for the cost. But those imported foods that I stopped eating are expensive. But generally, overall, the cost of living is good because the substance of things like for food, you can get food for free off somebody's tree or somebody random pass you something, but the food, local grown food and local produced food, as far as like in the region, in the Caribbean region, it's a good price. um Housing is kind of iffy, depends on where you are.
Mm.
I'm in Montego Bay, so it's a little bit, some may I have a problem with housing, but anyway. But I mean, other than that, it's generally low to fair because I'm in Montego Bay. So if I was out in the countryside, I believe it would be it's a lot different.
Mm.
I'm in Kingston, so wee.
Yeah.
Child,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it depends. Well, of course, and it's dependent on where, like you said, what level you're at. Because, of course, somebody coming from abroad and having the finance and everything else can have a good lifestyle because it's not as expensive as I said. Kingston is expensive to a certain extent. Housing is expensive, but
Yes.
you know where to go for if you want food. Personally, I don't shop at supermarkets for fresh food, for example. You know what I mean, I go to market and you can get cheap food in the market. And again, depending on where you rent in Kingston, you can get good affordable renting once you know where to go and a good community. But relatively speaking, like, so for example, I was sharing with somebody the other day that if I was in the UK, when I used to work in the UK, I used to get about, I don't know, it's probably about 3,000 US a month. I'd say about 1,500 in terms of salary. And that couldn't even cover my rent, much less transport and everything else. You know what I mean? So it's expensive. And I lived in London. Obviously, because that's where the work is. So it was expensive. It was expensive to live. And when I to let people know that in Jamaica, I'm living on quarter of what I used to earn in the UK here, and I'm living quite all right. You know what I mean? I'm living within my means, and I'm good. I'm fine. You know, but so it is very affordable. You know, it is very affordable to live in I would say. But again, like I said, if you have the advantage of coming from abroad, but if you're here, then the dollar value is kind of harder still in terms of, you know what I mean, because there is poverty is very, very high. You know.
Yeah.
But if you're coming from abroad with the finances, then it is very, very, very affordable. Very affordable. You know? But yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I've been maintaining pretty, good. I think being in Kingston and being by myself mostly, but child, it's the buildings around the corner. $2,000 US. Some going upwards more than that.
Oh wow. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
The luxury and the amenities.
Oh.
And yeah.
Oh, that's why.
I was like,
that's why.
let me put. Hold on. You know what?
Because
let me. I love a good screen share. Hold on.
Dang. I thought it was bad in Montego Bay, but those are Montego Bay prices for luxury places, for luxury condos too.
But then again, it's all depending on where you want to go. Because, for example, there's other parts in Kingston, mainly towards the west, Central St. Andrew, West St. Andrew, going to It's like Washington Boulevard. You know what I mean? You have Pleasantonville, you have Washington Gardens, you have Tree Oaks. You have so there's a couple of areas going towards that side, towards Havendale. You know what I mean? You know, going towards that side, right, which is pretty very affordable. Yeah.
Let me pull this up real quick. All right, let's see what's going on out here. All right, so let's look at this.
Wait, renting or buying?
This is renting. This is an apartment for rent.
Yeah.
3 bedroom, 4 baths.
Where is it?
This is in Kingston.
Yeah, but where?
I don't know if it's gonna give the exact, place. It says mountain views, so maybe this is for
mountain views. That's what it said.
It's a nice place.
In terms of views, I think you can see mountains.
You see the view you get, yeah.
Yeah, man, you're gonna forget that.
This is an apartment.
The hills.
One of them places around the corner or somewhere else. Yeah.
That's in the hills. Yeah. That's going further up.
See,
The higher you go, especially in Kingston, the higher you go, the more you're gonna spend.
Penthouse.
Yeah.
Suite bedrooms, has a balcony, kitchen, office space. Centrally located, close to supermarkets, shopping centers, restaurants, and so much more.
Yeah, man. The higher you go, the more you're gonna spend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. I recently moved, and when I tell you, I went from paying $55,000 for a 2-bedroom gated community. That's in Norbrook. Okay, gated community, right?
Yeah.
I moved to something similar, a little bit smaller, but I'm paying $60,000. But the first place I had, I paid $25,000 in the middle of the ghetto. We was deep in water. The electricity was bridged, and the cable was spliced. So my bills was cheap compared to now. I'm thankful that I can afford it because a lot of people can't. But still go.
Man.
The higher you go in Kingston, the more you have to spend.
Yeah. And what they're doing in Montego Bay now is they're doing a whole heap of housing schemes. Right. So the newer the scheme, the more it costs.
Yeah.
Because Edmund Ridge that you were looking at the other day, remember, Kwame?
Yeah.
The rent over there start at $75,000 and go up to $90,000 for a 2-bedroom.
See what I mean? I will get them sold too.
Right. So what a lot of people do here is they roommate. So the owner has one house and then they just have one person there and the next person, and that's what they do here. Yeah. Because I'm in the middle of tourism and the hotel workers need somewhere to live, and 9 times out of 10 it's just them. And then plus I'm in the middle of call center. So it's just like, so when it was time for me to find a single family home, it was, boy, I tell you, it took me from February just until the beginning of May to find a suitable place. And I had to put my dog up and give my cat away in order to come here. Yes. But watch me.
Yeah.
It's time for me to get my own stuff.
But the cost of living, like I said, the cost of living is the quality of life. For me, is outweighs the cost.
Oh yes, yes, baby, yes. I agree.
Yeah, quality of life very high, very good quality of life,
and that's priceless, right?
Yes, it is. Especially if you're coming from the West. Your mind needs to de-stress. Hey, Kevin.
How you doing? Hello, thank you for watching. All right, so
you need to de-stress.
Yeah, so the cost of living, that's relative. Depends on you. You what you like, what you need.
Exactly.
Can be good, bad, up, down. I don't know, but I'm good. I get you again. If you can find your little sweet spot,
Yeah, man.
perfect.
Yeah,
All right.
culture.
So, all right.
Speaking of, like I said, I found my sweet spot. I'm right beside half a tree, and all I'm spending per month in US dollars is probably about 180 US a month.
Hey,
They got
100
is it
180, 190. And it's right, and it's a nice area. It's a desirable area, really.
why you holding out? Is the question.
I'm fortunate enough to get this to a friend. That's what I'm saying to you. But that's what I'm saying to you. So the areas, the higher up you go, the more you're going to spend. But there's areas that you can go which are relatively more affordable, like I said. That I'm going towards, like I said, Washington Boulevard, going to Three Walks, going to Pleasantonville Gardens, Washington Gardens, going all that side, towards that side. Yeah, man, it's much more affordable. You know, going to as far as up further up Monlines Road, Meadowbrook, you know, those places. Yeah, those places. But I haven't seen nothing come up yet. But there are good places that going that side, affordable places.
Oh wow! All right, so yes. So you got all that good cost of living information. All right, now the next question is: do we think Jamaica is a good place to raise a family? So supposedly Jamaica has a strong family-oriented culture. All right, they have a focus on education and community. We have to talk about maybe, about the healthcare system, public, private hospitals, education. So family-wise, do you think Jamaica is the best place to be? I want to release it to the expert, being I ain't got no kids. What do you think about raising a family in Jamaica?
Yes. So recently somebody asked me, was a good place? I said Jamaica, and it was like, well, where? I said everywhere. It just depends on if you want the country lifestyle or the city lifestyle. But Jamaica is an excellent place to raise children. The school system, what they teach, even on a public level, is more than the U.S. in my opinion. How they teach, it's just, and then like I said, it's the whole community thing. Where people are actually still looking out for your children. They know who your children belong to, those sorts of things. So I mean, I love raising my children here. I also raise children in the States. So compared to raising those children in the States to these children here, it's so much.
Now I want to. This is so. What your kids like? Development and personality wise, would you say it's the difference between the ones in the States and the ones in Jamaica? Like, if you want to go there, like, because now I'm curious, like, you have that insight that most people probably wouldn't have. Like,
the ones in the States, they have a tendency to be demanding and dependent at the same time. The ones in Jamaica, they're like, oh, they take what they get and they're grateful for what they get. They are very independent. They do things like cook, go to the supermarket, wake themselves up and carry themselves to school. They don't get in trouble at school. I don't have any phone calls saying, oh, so and so back talked me, or they respect they respect authority. So I don't have those type of problems. They seem to be more focused. That's what I find, and just more peaceful and more pleasurable to be around.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they still have their like electronics and this and that, but it's not. They're not driven by it. Like just earlier this evening, they went out and took a walk, and they went to go. Like I said, we moved to a new neighborhood, so they went to go explore. they went to go find a park because they like to go to parks. So they still enjoy going outside because Jamaica is a nice place. So
Ah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. What about you, Mr. McPherson? You got any input?
Yeah, well, so I grew up, went to school here and everything. So for me, yeah, it's and it because I compare it to, again, like I said, I compare it to obviously the having the expos and traveling and stuff like that. So for example, in London at this point in time, they have a epidemic of youth crime. Every single day, a young person is stabbed, right? Every single day, and you can Google it and see. Even can you imagine in the last year, last year when the final of the pandemic, they had over 30 young people stabbed, dead men talk about, during a pandemic year. So yeah, so when I look at that and I compare about youth crime, I'm not talking about gang crime because Jamaica have an issue with crime when it comes to gangs and stuff like that. I'm talking about youth crime. Jamaica doesn't have youth, and I mean when I say youth crime, I mean that young people in school. You know what I mean? The young people in school stabbing each other, for example. But Jamaica doesn't have that problem. It has young people, you know what I mean, with getting into fights and stuff like that. And unfortunately, a young person was killed on the other day. But in comparison, in terms of the numbers, it's higher in a developed country. So I always say to somebody that the youth here, and I work amongst youth. My alma mater, I do some work up there, and the young people are, they're thirsty, they're hungry, they want to learn, they want to get ahead in regards to, you know what I mean, they're ambitious, they're creative.
Very.
But they're ambitious, and that's what the school, that's what being in a good school, or a school that will employ you, and the difference I found, like I said, in Jamaica, and what I say abroad is that in Jamaica they want you to succeed, so you have to compete. Whereas in the UK it was, it was okay, you just be mediocre. You know what I mean? In Jamaica you have to compete, and so they bring out the best in you. You know what I mean? Everything you have to compete to be the best you can be. So for me, having young people being raised here, it is, and also the freedom, because again, like I said, in the UK, for example, like in Canada, there's not a lot you can do over a shorter entire year, because half of that year is cold. You're locked up in a house. Because you can imagine young people, or if they have to put on layers in order to go out and enjoy the outside in the cold. And in the UK, like I said, it's always grey and wet, and so you're always inside, you're always enclosed. Whereas in being in Jamaica, it's free. You're literally free. People can run up and down and, you know what I mean, and enjoy the outside, and that counts a lot. That counts for a lot, especially in terms of the mind. It counts for a lot.
Yes, yeah. So I will add even though I ain't got no kids, I'm gonna add my 2 cents. Is like, I just love how intellectually developed like Jamaican kids are. I love like these little people can reason. Like I'm like, how you 10? Debate with me. Yes. They can have like those they can have full conversations and stuff like this. I'm like, this is amazing, and we just don't have that.
No,
like they smart kids, and not just like book smart, but like all whole rounded, like so so I'm always like jaw just drops anytime.
What else do we say? They sensible.
Yeah, they got good sense.
Yes, sensible pick-me. Yes.
Very sensible, very bright.
And you can see like they and the thing about it is because they're taught an array of things in school. They're taught religious education, social studies, not just Jamaican social studies, not just Caribbean social studies, but from other countries. So America, the UK, South America, those places, they're taught about those different types of cultures. They're taught about different types of religion. They're taught about different types of mathematics, so it's a lot that they're taught by their teachers. And so that's why I think they're so well-rounded and have the ability, that ability.
Yeah, they're very, very forward. They're very forward, and like I said,
Yes.
that guys, that they are very bright. They are very
Mhm,
bright. They're
mhm,
very bright.
mhm,
Yeah. They can read the video. You know, so like I said, I'm working with a young person because he's written some poetry, and I tell you the poetry that he's written, you know, is like mind blowing. Like, what do
mhm,
you think about them thing for? You know what I mean? Like a young person, man, you're not supposed to think about them thing, but they're very good, forward thinking, out of the box. You know what I mean? So much
mhm.
maturity in his poetry. You know what I mean? And he's only a teenager. Yeah,
Yes.
it's amazing. It's really amazing. You know?
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
And
And
again,
they're like, I know, like my the 17-year-old, she has a entrepreneurial spirit. Like she wants to, like when she was in high school, she made lip gloss and she sold it before the pandemic.
Mm.
So she had a lip gloss line that she sold at school. So I mean, it's things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you have, and Jamaica is an environment where you have to be able to think. We have to be able to maneuver and navigate and be on the move and because that's how you get ahead and that's how you achieve. So you have to always be
also something I want to touch on because
resourceful.
like from the outside looking in, and with like a lot of Black Americans, I think sometimes we will see these people come from other countries and make leaps and bounds. And like we sit up there wondering, like, like why these other ethnic groups and races can just they just like that. But I'm thinking like think their conditioning growing up and our conditioning growing up is like vastly different. Like we do not have, it's a rare occasion, and if you do have that, it's somebody individually guiding you, will help you along the way. Like as a structure, as a system, Black folks is trying to I don't know, like just make a buck, like whatever. So it's, and I
Yeah,
see
man.
it now. I see it now, like because like the way they are conditioned, how they grow and all the stuff, like they go anywhere and just
Yeah,
pew,
man. Yeah,
whatever. Yeah, we was
it's
like, and it could, and I think that's like when people, they start whatever these little diaspora wars, whatever stuff, and they be like, well, they come here, they get all this, that, and the other, and I see, like, it's just a different it's a different foundational
yeah.
upbringing.
Start from young. It's start from young. You
Yeah,
know,
so we're
where you and then also
being for ourselves a lot of the time, like
yeah, it's a reflection of Jamaica in terms of having that self belief as a Jamaican. You know what I mean? So you have that confidence within yourself that you can go into any setting, anywhere, and
Yeah.
excel.
Mhm.
Good or bad.
and we do not have that. That's the
you know,
we do
you know,
not have that. Like,
yeah,
And I also think it's because of the pride that's instilled in the children from
yeah,
basic school, even
yeah,
before
exactly.
they hit school. It's a certain amount of pride. You're prideful to be Jamaican. You're taught to be prideful. You're taught to love yourself. You're taught to love your culture. You're taught to love your history. You're taught to love everything about you. And then you have all these beautiful role models that look like you to
Yeah,
instill that into you.
we do
yeah,
not have that.
No. And
yeah.
when we do it's one or two, but it's
Yeah.
not it's
And
not
they
in
also
abundance.
are disconnected from the experience, like
Mm,
that we
Right,
have.
right.
So yeah, I was like, I wish no, if and when I do have some kids, they'll definitely be born. They're gonna grow up in Jamaica. I was like, you ain't going over there. You ain't getting no, not at all. So yeah, very very smart, very intelligent, very sensible babies.
yeah, man,
Mhm.
That
yeah,
was fun
man, yeah,
conversation.
man. From young.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes, yeah, yes. They be little old people.
Yeah, exactly, exactly, exactly.
Now,
Serious? They
um,
be serious?
yeah. So as we're talking, so this is not again to because a lot, people think you're being dismissive of issues and problems and things like that. We're not being issues. We're not saying that everything in Jamaica is peaches and cream. We're
No,
not
it's not.
saying that everything is like perfect. Like just like anywhere else, it has its issues. Some issues are more present here than in some other places. I had a on my other channel on Mademoiselle, I had a lady. She grew up in Jamaica. She moved to Texas, but me and her connected in Morocco. And she was telling her story about how she was sexually assaulted when she was at school, and they, you know, basically booted her out of school. You know, made it to be like her fault, and all these things she lost about herself, and she's just now, I think she's like in her 50s, starting to reclaim these things. You know, after all this time. So
there is a reality that does exist. There is a reality that, you know, what I mean, it's where we get it with anywhere, I guess, but it is a reality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is a reality. You know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you know, with all that, you know, it's, I don't know, you gotta, you know, use your best judgment. And this again, why we have these conversations, why we have this channel, why we have our community, which I'll be talking about in a little bit. But to get back into the again, one of the bigger factors, all right, and why we think Jamaica is the best place to be, all right, the rich history, culture, and arts scene that you will find out here in Jamaica, all right. I see some of the most beautiful things. I don't know, Mr. McPherson, you have connections with the Kingston Arts creative.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna see if I can pull up some mural photos. But if you want to elaborate on that while I'm
yeah, Kingston Creative was an initiative that started quite a while ago, if I remember rightly. Because it was done in other cities. Then other cities created these murals, and it was said to beautify the area. It was said to uplift particular places. So Andrea Dempsey Chung, who's the person who came up with the concept, went away, saw it, and came out to Jamaica with it. And then basically figured that downtown Kingston, because downtown Kingston in particular, not all of downtown, I would say the waterfront of downtown, I should say, is going through a rejuvenation. The vision of the government, in actual fact, is to try and transform all of that downtown, but that's going to take generations and decades. But at the moment, the waterfront is where a lot of the activity is, and there's the murals that have been done by Kingston Creative, and it really has beautified that section of the downtown. I think they're looking to expand it. It is expanded right around Water Lane, in particular, because all the artwork that has been done is around Water Lane, by Jamaican artists, by local artists, by Kingston Creative. So it's now become a tourist attraction, actually, which is another offshoot of the whole reason as to why it was done. You know, it has become a really vibrant tourist attraction, which is good for downtown.
Yeah. So I was trying to find some photos, but you can go on their Facebook page and look at some of the videos of things that they've done. I have photos and videos, but you will see, like, you can go down there and you can see them painting and doing the murals.
I know the tours and stuff. Yeah, as a matter of fact, they do Kingston Creative do an artwork tour every month at the end of the month, but they also do a music tour, a food tour, and one other tour. So they do a number of tours that people can actually go around downtown Kingston and experience, like, when reggae music started, or how reggae music came about, and various locations of past music producers, and going to Trench Town where Bob Marley used to reside. And so it's a really wonderful, vibrant thing that Kingston Creative have done for that part of downtown. And the tours are good. I haven't done it yet, but I intend to.
Yeah. So I love this mural. This is one of my favorite ones.
Nice.
Every time I see somebody and they see me, because I be walking sometimes, and they preview me when I walk, and they'll tell me walk good. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, walk good. So, you know, yeah, it's just so Jamaican. It's such a Jamaican thing, and
very vibrant. Down there is very, very vibrant. Very vibrant.
They have a lot of artists and famous Jamaican musicians that they feature. I'm trying to see if I see any here, but go and see for yourself when you come. Hopefully, we can be hosting some tours and things in the meantime. But I don't know who's this.
Jimmy Cliff.
Yes.
No, that's Peter Tosh, I think.
They have all of them down there. They have
Yeah, that's Peter Tosh.
Mm-hmm.
oh gosh, I can't even, oh goodness. Let me not embarrass myself because I just can't put those names on the tip of my tongue. Garrett Silk.
Garnett Silk.
Yes. Let me shut up. Yeah, him and some others. So those are some of the art scene is very vibrant, like in Jamaica.
Very vibrant. The arts, the creative industry scene is very vibrant. Very vibrant.
And I love how it's nurtured out here. I love how these things are nurtured. Like again.
But maybe in Kingston though. I don't think it's happening outside of Kingston.
No, we actually have murals that's painted around Montego Bay.
Okay.
It's at Jared Park. It's up at Clock, and then they're around on the side of the People's Arcade.
Right. But they don't do more than like tours and stuff like that.
No. No, we don't have a Montego Bay creative as yet.
It might spread. You never know.
It will roll out.
We're the second city, so
yeah, I think we'll roll out eventually.
Yeah. But speaking of art, bedheads, they're craftsmen. The craftsmen.
Craftsmanship.
Look at my bedhead, y'all.
Yes.
This is another form of art.
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. Which you can get virtually anywhere, really, but depending on where somebody lives. Because you're right, that is the basics of creativity.
Yeah.
Cabinet makers and bed makers and stuff like that.
Dressers, and then you have the carvers that's at the craft markets. They come up with some amazing things.
Yeah. That's true. I went to what's it called? Pineapple Court in Noche. And I remember going there, and because there's two craft markets in Noche, which I didn't realize. There's one to the front, one closer towards the center, and one further out, which is Pineapple Court. And I went to, and I don't want to, well, I got to the center something, but I didn't. When I discovered Pineapple Court, I said, I didn't realize another craft market was here. I think it's the only town that has two, if I remember right. But anyway, so I went in there and I said, when I saw the stuff that was done in there, man, especially the artwork, I was blown away. I was like, what? But the unfortunate thing is that everybody's sitting and waiting for tourists to come and buy. And that kind of bothers me still, because they shouldn't have to be waiting for people to come and buy. They should be doing stuff online and stuff like that. But it's but anyway, but it was really good art, really creative stuff. And then obviously, you know much about Kingston Night Market, which is happening tonight. Yeah, so Kingston Night Market tends to have a lot of creative there too, in terms of artwork and very unique, wonderful, beautiful pieces down there.
Then I always, that guy, what's his name? The youth, his name Travis. I think he's from St. Mary, and he makes stuff out of recycled material.
Yes,
you have him, and then also just this one lady I know. One time I seen her picking mango seeds up. It was mango season. She said she'd take them home, dry them, and she makes earrings from mango seeds. Yes, from East Indian mango seeds. I was like, okay. So I mean, it's just they use so much of natural things, naturally occurring things, or recyclable materials, or whatever, to create art. That's one thing that I love about it. They reuse, recycle, upcycle, just totally transform.
Yeah.
And then also like how the buildings are done from hand. That's another art right there. The masons.
Very creative. Very creative. I think it doesn't. I think it's not the levels that be. It's not appreciated at how creative we are as a people. Because if it was, it would be created it would be done in such a way that it's industrialized and
Right.
you know and another industry and people can be readily employed and all that kind of stuff.
And of course, people know the music and people know the food.
Yeah, man.
You know.
Yeah.
Ooh,
But
the
the
fashion.
artists,
The fashion. Oh, honey.
Boy, look, hold on. You can't. That's one thing Jamaican women know how to do is dress.
Yes, yes, yes.
Dress to the nines.
Mm-hmm.
Jamaican men too, boy.
it's interesting because there's a returnee, you know, who came back 7 years ago. Somebody who I know, and he came for a funeral. Came from the UK. I think his uncle had passed away, and he came for the funeral. And obviously, you know, funeral arrangements and everything else. And so he came with his mother, and when his mother said, "All right, time to go back," you know, he said, "No, leave." He said, "He's not leaving." He said, "He's not leaving," and he didn't leave. He's been here for 7 years. But the thing is that he was doing some graphic work in the UK, in the States. He had lived in the States for a while. And went to the UK and came here. And he didn't know what he was going to do. And would you believe that he ended up doing some clothes design, some fashion stuff? I know. I think it took about 5 years for his brand to really get traction. So now after 5 years, he's now dressing people like Beanie Man and Coffee as a returnee. You know what I mean? But it goes to show how Jamaica can create that kind of buzz.
Yes.
In terms of creativity, you know. Yeah, man, he didn't know what he was going to do, you know. And now he's got a very success. As a matter of fact, Mocha is going to be downtown. He's moving from where he is now downtown to F&B, where Kingston Creative is. That's where he's moving. That's where he's moving to. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. His label is called Tribe 9. Remember the Tribe 9 we met up at Devon House? Remember we went to Devon House and I introduced you to him?
Yeah. I know you talking about Tribe 9. Yes, I know you talking about.
Tribe 9.
Yeah. It's so it's now
the ass recently on Instagram, like he's doing his thing. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so it's as a returnee, bringing back that kind of skill sets, you know, because he employs local people, right, to design and stuff like that. And the label's completely blown up. Yeah, one of his pieces selling out for 300 US. Yeah, man, completely blown. yeah, designer stuff. But the reason why I'm sharing that is because it goes to show, like I said, in terms of creativity and things that can happen for someone who's creative in Jamaica in that regard. You have to persevere, of course, but he's done it in 5 years.
Yeah, if you structure and stuff and get stuff organized and put all the pieces together, like possibilities are endless, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the creative, but Jamaicans are creative anyway, but there's a creative vibe, you know, but it allows you to excel as a creative person.
And you know, like due to my unique body shape, if I want something that's made to fit me, I'll take it and go to the dressmaker or go to the tailor and have. Or it's one guy in the arcade. His name, we call him the designer, and he'll sketch something out and fit me, and I'm just like, this is such a rise and keep on stepping.
Yeah, good at that. They're very good at that. Very good. So yeah.
Better know that. Yes. So those are some of the many reasons we love being in Jamaica. We think Jamaica is the best place to be, which is why we here and we've been here for a very long time. So we talked about the weather, of course, beautiful beaches, beautiful lush vegetation, very tropical climate. We talked about the people. You know, Jamaicans are lovely, you know, to my folks. We talked about the cost of living. And of course, that's relative depending on you and what you got in your budget. We talked about it being a good place to raise a family, and the art scene, and, you know, some of the quails and palms of living here. So that's, you know, of course, and I think that's a tidbit, that's a smidget, but you know, that's on the outside, but you know, eternally, there's so many things Jamaica has done for me, and I'm pretty sure for like other people on this chat right now, just like how it's contributed contributed to us personally. Yeah, so I rocks with Jamaica a long time, and just so y'all can see, one of the things that I've been able to do since being out here was build a whole social network, a whole online. I built a whole online community for people wanting to move or return to Jamaica. Uh, Black Expats Repats in Jamaica. Am I sharing my screen? I'm gonna share it. Um, it's the place to be when you need community, if you need resources, if you need help with your relocation process to Jamaica. This is where you want to come and sign up. So this is a membership level site. We have a free version where you can connect and chat with other expats and repats. And if you need, more resources, you need more in-depth knowledge, you can join the monthly membership for $5, or you can get the annual membership for $45 for the year, and that is discounted for the year. That is our current pricing. And so far, I think we are reaching almost 300 members so far since we launched. 300 members that are on our community. So I think we've been live for, I think we're probably on like 3 months now, maybe. So we treading and we growing and we building our community, and we are helping those with the relocation process. That is the basis of what we do, Black Expats Repats in Jamaica. And when you go and visit our site, community.berjamaica.com, you will see everything that we have to offer. We host calls, monthly calls to help people get acquainted with each other. We develop materials. Please do not forget about this book, The Do's and Don'ts of Reselling in Jamaica, that is available for purchase. So we are very serious. All right, no Papa Show teams are going over here. All right, so we are very, 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 very adamant about helping the Black diaspora move to Jamaica if you so desire or you so choose. All right, what's inside of the community? All right, so we have the group chat, which is free. And it functions just like Facebook or probably social networks you're familiar with, right? And so we have, events. This will be your personal news feed here. You can see the members. So what's inside the community is if you get the paid membership, you'll have access to the groups. And so the groups are structured by parish. They're structured by which country you're coming from, things you like to do, things you need. We have a remote work guidance group where we offer, for those who want to know how they're going to support themselves when they come. We have a space for that. We have a space for people coming from the United States. We have a space strictly for repats and returning residents if you're watching. We have spaces to help people learn more about the arts, groups, and the culture, all of these things. Yes, so it's a very laid out, structured, organized community to help best facilitate the relocation process and to help you connect with people who, will be able to support you, on your move. So in the form section is where you will find like all the important info, like the stuff that you actually need to get up and running, operating and functioning in Jamaica. So this is where you'll find information. You can go there, read it. All this is in our not free. This is in the groups and the forums is in the membership tiers, the $5 and the $45 yearly. And this will be all your account details. We have a emergency form in case you're going to leave your information with us. If if anything happens, you want us to reach out to family and friends back at home, you can put your information in our emergency contact form. And we have support tickets, all this stuff. It's a very well laid out and well thought out community, if I do say so myself. And if you do decide to join us, please do. Yeah. All right. So that is what we have to offer in our community. And again, we've been at this for a long time. been at this for a few years, so we know how to best assist you with this process. And then we also offer consultations if a community is not what you need. Again, all these links will be in the description, or you can go to our main site. I guess I can show y'all that as well. Let me say hello to Mr. Flint. Hello,
Yeah.
Flint. How you
Good night,
doing?
everyone. Good night, everyone.
Hello.
Mr. Flint.
Olivia, Manda, Kay, Kenny.
All right.
Good night,
So
Good evening.
real quickly, I'm going to show y'all our main site and where you can go to actually schedule consultations if you need help. And again, we offer assistance with a lot of things. These are all our accolades here on the front. We've been in the Big Gleaner. All right. We've been on Smile Jamaica. We've been in the Observer. We've been in Train Noir 106. We're on the radio. All right. This is our main site. And if you are needing, just to speak with somebody directly, you just go to our website, berjamaica.com. You can click on consultations. All right. And then everything we offer is here. All right. So if you don't know how you're going to get here yet, you need some help with that, book a discovery call so we can map out what it is that you need to do to make moving to Jamaica a reality. All right. Career pathways and working remotely. We have a consult for that. Obtaining a work permit in Jamaica. That's what I deal with. That is my specialty. Understanding the marriage and visa exemption process. That is Mimi's thing, as well as relocating to Jamaica with children. If you need insight on the school systems, how to go about enrolling your kids in school, intercultural relationships. If you coming out here, you trying to date somebody, you don't know what's going on out here in these streets. All right, talk with her, get her help. Again, she's been out here for a very, very, very long time. She is probably going to be your best person to assist you with this process. Even if you're not moving to Jamaica, you'll have an intercultural dynamic with a Jamaican or somebody of a different culture. Talk with her, she can help you. Then Mr. McPherson deals with the business development in Jamaica, so on and so forth. Soon come, we will be having relocation tours to see which part of Jamaica is best for you. And then we also will be launching other communities. So next up, we have these communities in the works. So soon enough, you all will be seeing us launch the BRJ Business Incubator, where we take people through the process of establishing a business in Jamaica, how to sustain a business in Jamaica, all those things. We'll be launching a wellness space for those who may not necessarily need to come out here to live, but still need Jamaica for that relocation, for that wellness stuff. All that good, good revitalizing of the spirit that Jamaica offers. We'll be having a space for that. And then we'll be having an intercultural dating space for Black women. Again, stay tuned for the launch of those sites, those communities. And also, we have a podcast that I'll be linking. I'm not going to mention it, all right? But I'll be linking it below. If you are in the intercultural dating spectrum, all right, we'll be linking it below. All right, so that's, again, who we are, what we offer. You can watch our interviews here. If you go to our media section, you see me plastered all over the place. But yeah, that's go watch some of our content, some of our videos, subscribe, and support and share, and let people know what we're doing. We are really wanting people to move back to Jamaica and the Black diaspora come, make Jamaica home. That's our vision. All right, so again, that's my pitch for this evening. And again, the do's and don'ts of resettling in Jamaica. All right, very informative guidebook. Everything you need, y'all just go to our websites and you'll see everything there. And yeah, so Jamaica been good to me. I love Jamaica. Jamaica is dear in my heart. I never left here. All right.
That's a thing which comes up on every people's minds though. Is in regard to the question of crime, because that it's interesting, because when I was in the UK, you hear even if a pin drop in Jamaica, you hear. You know what I mean? And it's like so then the perception of that, it causes people to have unconscious fear And so immediately you hear what's going on. I said, boy, it's like everywhere is just overrun by criminals and you can't do this, you can't do that.
Mhm.
And when you try to share with someone, say, listen, that is not the case. It's not as how you see it. As much as crime happens everywhere, Jamaica is not as far gone as our Haiti is. But people have this perception. People have this perception, that Jamaica is as bad as Haiti. And I keep saying, no, Jamaica is nowhere near that. Nowhere near. I said, what you do have is elements of people who are criminals, and they tend to do a lot of what they do amongst themselves. And if people are associated with that, and then obviously you have those things which are your love triangles, where you have domestics and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact of the matter is that 99.9% of the time, you may not see something, you may not be involved in something. You know what I mean? So that is something that so the question that I'll probably put it out there is, what is your own perception of crime and violence in Jamaica? Bearing in mind where you're coming from,
Right.
in terms of the states.
Well, at some point, yeah, we'll be having those conversations too, like more like just talking specifically about them. But yeah, that's a very good point.
You know, Kwame, when I was here when they were trying to get Dudas, all right. So the Tivoli incident.
Tivoli incursion, I'm calling.
All right. So that's way down in Kingston. So I had people calling me talking about, are you okay? I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah. I just seen on TV this. I said, that's way down in Kingston. I'm watching it too. But and the funny thing was, I was the film that they used to capture what was happening down there. It was this gritty type of. I'm like, Jamaica don't look like that. Where is this place at? So I think it's part of also how the media feeds into that the crime thing and how they portray us. I mean, Jamaica is beautiful. It didn't that. I mean, it was like this gritty.
They wanted that effect, like
yes. And I'm just like, Jamaica don't look like this, but okay, y'all. But
turn off that TV and come see for yourself. That's
exactly. That's what I said to him. I said, you come down and see for yourself. And then you get to understand. Like I said, people think you walk out on the street and somebody's going to do you something.
And a lot of people, I hear a lot of returning residents talking about, they don't want to come back to the communities that they, came from and all this other stuff because, they may become a target and stuff like that. Yeah. My recommendation is, just go to a different area, go to a place where, you won't have that much of a present threat, or people in the area, are within the same dynamic that you're in, but
which is true because and like you said, because for a lot of returning residents who do come back, the older ones, I would say, the ones who are older, not the younger ones, the older ones tend to have this affinity to where they came from. And so they have in their head a picture of what it was how many years ago. And so that they gravitate towards that. So the older ones, I would tell them to listen, forget that. Go to somewhere where there's a community of other foreigners, or expats, or repats, where you have a community already, and that's where you feel more comfortable. But going to somewhere where you think is what it was years ago, you're making yourself a target, which is true.
Right.
Because people are going to look on you as you've left to come back, you're better off in their head, so you have something that you have to give. And that is happening. But like I said, older ones, the younger ones are different. The younger ones tend to go where they're more aware. You know what I mean? So they're much more aware, and they tend to go to places where there's other returnees. Where there are other returnees, really. But yeah, but anyway, like I said, that issue always comes up, guaranteed.
You guys, I work in tourism, so I get it a lot, right? People are like on this edge, and then after a while, they relax, and they're like, "Wow, it's so beautiful! This, wow!" And I felt like this, and I keep reading this, and I keep hearing it. I said, "Stop reading it! Stop listening to it! You have to experience it for yourself."
Exactly.
And I was like, I'm gonna come back and this, and that. So
Yeah. They make themselves tense.
oh yeah.
Make themselves tense.
Mm-hmm.
And then like like if you function like that what you scared of is gonna actually come into friction because you
Exactly. It draws the energy.
It's gonna be a self-fulfilling prophecy, and then
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, but that's how it comes,
Yeah, so all right, so that's it for this evening. Thank you all so much.
Questions? Nobody any questions?
I don't see any questions. Just people saying hello, no questions. But if you do have them and you're watching at a later time, just leave them in the comment section, and I'll get back to them. Please be sure to like this video. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel. Please let us know what you think. Do you think Jamaica is the best place? Do you think Jamaica is the worst place? Leave your thoughts below. All right. And we'll get, back to you, or we'll answer your questions or your commentary and all those things. All right. So that's it from us. Everyone have a good night. All right. We'll see you later. We'll see you next week with the next topic. And be sure to join our community if you are considering moving to Jamaica. All right. So see y'all later. Have a good night.
Oh, can we watch you to save some mangoes?
Oh,
mango.
I don't know how long these mangoes gonna last, y'all. Y'all listen.
I had one today. I had an East Indian today.
I had
an East Indian today.
I had about two of them. Yeah.
I haven't had a mango. I haven't had a mango since season started. I haven't had one yet.
Serious?
But exactly because I was preoccupied. Because I was trying to find a place to move, full-time job. But I told my husband this morning. I was like, "Boy, I feel for a mango." Watch. Tomorrow I'm gonna get a mango. I'm going to the countryside. Watch.
I've got mangoes dropping off my roof. I'm just dropping on my roof.
Man, I can't wait to get whacked. Oh, just pick them off the tree. I can't wait. It's just there.
You haven't had the mangoes either, Mocha?
Huh?
You haven't had the mangoes either?
Yeah, I've had some, but I said I can't wait till I just go and it's a tree and I can just have all the mangoes I want all day. And they just there. I want my own mango tree. And I just have a flood of mangoes. But yeah, soon come the Avits. That's it. All right. Y'all have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Week. Ooh.